Full spectrum.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is RollPlay for Verona, episode number 23. I am joined, as usual, by my friends and co-players. We have a new character for Bronze, but we're not going to talk about that yet. We're going to do the other thing where we go. We're not going to talk about Bicky, all right? Wait for Bicky. We'll talk about that later. We'll start finding out what everybody's been up to. We'll start up here with my good friend, Malcolmus.
Damn it, I knew you were going to say it. I've been good. Thank you. Yeah, I knew you were going to go with that. I've been good, thank you. Yeah, good. Yeah, busy. I was watching you play Magic earlier. Be very mean to people in the special pre-release thing.
I had a good time being cruel.
You did have a good time. You were cackling.
I was. It's true. I'm a bad person.
Yeah,
that's
good though.
That's all right. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Have you been streaming more lately?
Yeah.
I saw your tweet where you're like, I'm gonna stream some shit. I'm gonna do it. You're playing Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy 8. I've been doing it for like a couple of weeks now. I've been doing like 4 streams a week, which is really good. So back on like a regular schedule. Just kind of managing to fit it in with all the D&D stuff. And yeah, I've been playing FF8, which has been really fun. I haven't played it in I think it's like 20 years old or something now. And I haven't played it since it was first out when I was a kid. So it's been really fun to kind of experience that again and go back. Yeah, it's great. It was basically because JP was playing it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't want to play it.
Yeah. I hate Final Fantasy VIII. I hate it so much.
Yeah?
I remember playing it and being like,
I love
I don't know. You know what? I don't know why anymore. Like it's one of those things that I played it for the first time, and this isn't like how dare you like it. It's more like I don't remember why I hate it. Like I played it when it came out, and I got to the end, and I was like, this game sucks. I had no fun at all with that game, and I don't remember why. Like I just don't. I couldn't justify it.
It has some problems, but I also think that there's a lot now which I can appreciate, like going back and playing it now. The Malk, it's going to follow me now forever. But no, it's been really fun. And like, I've forgotten that like the characters, there are some very annoying characters and there's some very awful characters. Then they also, I forgot how much they change, and they do quite a lot of growth. And it's basically a bunch of teenagers, and that's probably why they're such irritating characters. But it's been really fun. It's been really fun to play. I've had quite a lot of my chat. I've never played an FF before. They've never seen Final Fantasy VIII before, so it's been kind of fun playing along with them and seeing their reactions to stuff. It's good.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think that's a good point too. Like you can go back and play a game that you hadn't played in forever, and having chat there to be like, I've never played this game. What the hell is this? What are you doing? I've only ever played Final Fantasy 13. It is pretty cool to be able to like walk through that again. I had some of that when I was playing Final Fantasy Tactics back in November. It was like lots of people were like, what is this? Why does this game look like this? Yeah. So are you gonna keep doing that? Are you playing something different? Or are you gonna play?
No, I'm gonna finish the game. I want to beat the game on stream with everyone, and then I was thinking of moving on to another Final Fantasy because I've not played 7, 9, or 10 since they came out either. So I was kind of thinking it'd be fun to go back and play through them all, and it helps that like playing the older games, like I do loads of dumb voices and people like that, so it's been fun. I do need to work on the one shot that's coming up, which I think we can talk about. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's happening. So
there's a
pretty
thing
sure
happening.
Fox said I can talk about it. Yeah. But we'll probably maybe in the after show. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for JP to be like, "Shut up! Stop talking about it."
Right. I keep looking over at the Slack. I'm like, dude, can we talk about it? Something's happening. There's a secret, kind of. It's a semi-secret. Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about
cool.
it later.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, it's fun. And I know you've been doing a ton of like GM stuff and kind of like, but it is fun to get it's nice to get a chance to like take a break from all of that stuff and be like, I'm going to try something else. And I think you and I have the same experience where it's like, I could probably just do like D&D content all the time, but I would go insane and I would hate all of it. And so it's nice to have something else to play.
I know you do quite a lot of D&D prep streams, and I just really struggle with them. I get so distracted by chat, and I find like I'm trying to like collect my own thoughts, and at the same time, like chat's making suggestions, and they're trying to ask me questions, and I can do neither. Like I end up trying to do D&D prep and also interact with chat, and then I just fail at both, and I just get lost, and I can't do it. And I just couldn't do that on stream. But it's nice having streams just for games where I can just sit down and play an old game that I kind of know, and just have fun and do dumb voices and mess around with my little crew. It's nice. It's fun.
Cool. Well, I'm glad.
And then the D&D stuff.
Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest of that Final Fantasy game, which I hate. But maybe you know what? Maybe I don't hate it anymore.
Maybe it does. It does do some dumb stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And have you ever played Final Fantasy VIII? Have you played? What's your Final Fantasy experience? Have you played any of them? You can say no. I'm not gonna make fun of you. Nice.
I was sponsored to play the most recent one. I don't 15? Know what number it was. 15? I think it's 15, for like for a couple hours. And I wanted to try it. And I was like, maybe I'll like it. I don't know. But it seems so daunting when you're like, oh, Final Fantasy 15. Great. Do I have to play 14 other games in order to play this one? I don't know. I hated it. I honestly just hated it. So I played my like required time, and I was like, I have no interest in this. So
15 was a bad way to get into the series. Like everybody's gonna have their favorites, and they're all gonna be like, you gotta play this one, you gotta play that other one. But like, you're right, it's daunting. It's like there's no good place to start anymore, because you're gonna play, like, someone will suggest like, oh, play Final Fantasy 1, and you'll be like, I fucking hate this, it's old and shitty. Or they'll be like, play 15, you're gonna be like, there's barely any gameplay here, it's just a lot of running around. So I hear that. That's Don't, you know what? Don't ever play a Final Fantasy game. If you don't want to, just don't. Just fuck it. Never play one. Go to your grave never having played any other Final Fantasy game. That's an achievement right there. Not playing all of them. Never playing any of them.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
So if you're not playing Final Fantasy, what are you playing? You're just living that Siege life?
No, I've been playing a few other things. I played House Flipper a little bit, which was fine, but kind of lacking in content. So it was fun for like a day or two. And then I tried Papers, Please, which I liked.
Right.
You never played it?
I saw that you were playing that.
Frustrating. So I think I played it three times. Every time I rage quit, and then the next day I would go back and be like, I just got to do it again. And then I would rage quit, and then I would just do it again the next day. And then finally I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I alt F4'd, and I was like, I'm not gonna try this again. This is making me upset. So I did that, and then I was playing that Polybridge game I tried.
Yeah.
And that was okay, but that's also like the chat turns into this backseat monster that gets kind of overwhelming and frustrating. So, and it's one of those things where it's like so hard as a streamer when you're doing something like that on stream where you're trying to figure out a puzzle. And the longer the puzzle takes you, the more stupid you feel, the more angry your chat gets. And then they start backseating more because they want you to like succeed. So they're trying to help you, but you're just pissed off because you're like, I can do this. I'm an adult. I pay taxes. Like I can figure out this puzzle. I can do this, but you can't. And it just becomes this like snowball of just being like frustrated. And so I was trying to put it in sub mode and stuff like that, but it was still like, it's a fun game, but I just feel stupid sometimes. And when you're trying to do things like that, like Besiege is a really good game where you build like little machines, but everyone is like mad that I don't know how to build like a working catapult or something, and they're just like, everyone knows what like a trebuchet looks like, right? So like build a trebuchet, and I'm like, I don't
obviously
I know what it looks like. I could probably draw you like a really crude version, but when you're actually like, hey, here's some hydraulic systems and like an engine and like stuff, and you have to make all this work, I'm just like, I don't actually know how to do that. Like I could follow instructions that could tell me how to do that, but
It's like
it's just when all the like mechanical engineers show up and they're just
exactly.
like, you're
yeah,
stupid.
maybe person in chat, maybe this is your job. Maybe every day you get up and you go to the hydraulics engineering company you work for and you make fucking trebuchets. I don't know, but my job is to play video games. So back the fuck off. I'm trying. Okay.
Yeah. That's like any game like that. Like City Skylines, I really love, but it feels like one of those games where it's like everyone in chat is a civil engineer. And they all know the most optimal way to like lay this out and everything, and you're just the dumbest person on the planet. And at that point, then I'm just like, all right, I'll just play Siege. All I gotta do is click heads. Like that's fine. I'm good at that. So
I have that feeling. I have that feeling with GM prep, and this is why I don't make maps anymore, because I will get the people who are like environmental engineers who are like, Adam, that's not how the weather system would work if the mountains were there. Like, there's never going to be a desert that close to them. And I'm just like, you know what? It's a fantasy land. Fucking jam it up your ass, okay? I'm just going to make it, and you don't need to worry about it.
Fucking magic did it. Shut the hell up.
When they were like, I don't know how it works in the game, but in real life, it's like this. And I'm like, this is a video game. Like, nobody cares if you know how it works in real life. Like, that's not going to help. It's like fictitious game.
Yeah, it's so hard though, because sometimes that shit's actually really useful. It's just that you have to pick through the responses, right? Like some people are doing it just to be pedantic, but every once in a while someone will say something and you're just like, oh, that's really smart. You're actually like, that's right.
Right.
Good work.
But then there's the people too who are they're backseating, but they don't actually know what's going on. So they're just they just like want to say things. So then they're like making guesses that are completely wrong. So it's like, it's so hard to filter through all those comments and find the people who are like actually being helpful versus people who are just like saying things just to say things.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, and I think you can get to a place where, at least with the audience that's around and kind of like knows what's up, where you can be like, yeah, like sometimes it's cool to get help for stuff, but I'm going to ask for it instead of just being like, I'm working on this. And then they're like, actually, if you would fix that, then this would be better. Yeah. It's a whole thing. But you know what I heard? I heard that this is not a problem for people who, like us, are not like small streamers. I think once we get big, then once we're not, small streamers anymore, there's a plan to make us big, and then we won't have this problem anymore. We'll just be super rich. So I'm looking forward to that. Thanks, Twitch. You got it. Yeah. Max, I saw you dip out. I wanted to give you some time. How's it going, buddy? How you been since yesterday?
It's always so. What's up, Max? How you been up to? I mean, it makes sense because there's not so much.
Yeah, like this, right? Like what?
I played the RE2 remake demo. Like I said, I was going to.
Oh, right, the one we were talking about before for Quarter Sword. So what? Good. So answer that question that we had. Is it just like a chunk of the game? Is it like only half an hour and then it quits? Like what's the deal?
Only half an hour and then it quits.
And just like bombs out.
So speed run, or you're gonna miss stuff. It's meant to be just a taste. It pissed me off because I'm like, you can like pause and you can see the timer in the top right. You're like, go 50 more minutes. There's so much to do. Like, but it was fun. It was good. Engine's working real nice. Looks great. I didn't actually play Resident Evil 2. I think I probably had seen some people play it, but my experience. It's funny, I know a lot of the map based off of playing it in Gmod, because people remade that police station in Gmod for like Trouble in Terrorist Town and different Gmod games. So I've played like Prop Hunt on top of the statue in the main lobby, where I've like hidden there as a wrench before. I'm like, oh yeah, that's where I hid as a wrench. Totally. And people are like, this was like my child.
Yeah, everybody's thinking about zombies and monsters.
Medallions. What medallions are you talking about? You just turn into a coffee cup and then you circumvent everything, obviously. Yeah, but it's cool. It was fun. Too little time though. I want to play more. It was frustrating, but it was a nice, quick little way to pique my interest, and I'm sure many others. So I will be playing it when it comes out. That's cool.
Yeah, do you know what the release? Do you know what the release date for Resident Evil is? It's like pretty soon, right? Like 3 weeks
or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's coming up pretty quick, so we don't have to wait too long.
That's cool.
Yeah. So then I played some Red Dead Redemption 2. And played the long beardy boy. Beard is really long and thick. Way bigger than yours even. Like,
how dare you? How dare you? Get the fuck out of here.
Pisses me off in that game though, because there's certain wardrobe things that I want to wear, but if you wear like, say, like the neck handkerchief thing that comes like right here, kind of like a triangular shape, his beard just clips right through it, and I'm like,
I have that problem too. Yeah,
no
if I look down at my shoes, my beard comes out my back. So it's
all right. Well,
it's real.
That's
it's
just
thing, so.
that's just adding more credence to the simulation theory, which I often think about. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What else did I do? Oh yeah, and then I stayed up pretty late, watching my basketball team lose horribly to another basketball team. So that was fun. Lost by 40 points.
You own a basketball team?
Yeah,
that's impressive. Sick. What's the name of your basketball team?
The Bicky Tippers.
Perfect. Good. Thanks for the segue.
We're sponsored by
Max.
Bic, so it's a whole thing.
Yeah, over on this side, we have my good friend Bicky. I just want you to just take a minute and look at my friend Bicky. She used to be a happy, popular girl until one night she snorted marijuana at a party.
It's a legit name.
Don't be like Bicky.
No, exactly. Bianca Tipalov.
Perfect. Good.
Perfect French Russo name. Thought you had me there, but you didn't. But she obviously she's not gonna go by Bianca Tipalov, so of course she's Bica Tip.
Bica Tip.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What have you been up to, Bronze? We hung out and made your character, though I did not know her name was Bicky Tip until just mere moments ago. But other than that, what's going on? What are you doing? Playing games? Playing stuff? Your new show is starting like soon, right?
Yes.
February the one that
4th.
you did already of. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. So exciting.
Which I'm very excited for. Like all the trailers and stuff have been coming out, and that's been like really exciting. I don't know how much I'm supposed to give away though, so I'm like just playing it, erring on the side of caution, which has been really hard because I want to tell everybody about my character.
See what she's doing there, Mark? You see what's happening there?
Yeah, I see what she's doing.
Yeah, it's good.
What? What'd I do?
You're being such a good example for Mark.
Oh, yeah. Because I didn't mention my secret one shot to my second shot to the Vampire the Masquerade thing that
wow, boy.
Oh. It looks like I pulled a mall compass there.
Well, that's a thing now. Good. Pulling them all.
I call that pulling the hummus.
Cease speaking now.
Pulling a mall compass. I'm gonna write that one down. So you got that coming up. It's it's hard though. I've got a thing that I'm gonna be doing in the next little while, and I'm really excited about it. And it's very hard not to be like, nope, don't talk about it. Just shush it up. It'll be fine. Eventually, I'll be allowed to speak of it. So that must be hard. You've been waiting a while for this guy to come out, hey?
Yes, because it's been, oh my gosh, since early December. But editing things takes time. And totally related to Anne's comments earlier about solving puzzles on stream, though. I got like PTSD flashbacks of that. Because for me, like I tend to like over like think the puzzle every time. Like, and we were talking about Resident Evil, so it was like a wombo combo flashback, between Max and Anne. And I remember this time in Resident Evil 1 where there was an object that had like a recess on it, and I had like a gem, and literally inspecting both items closely, I was like, right, but gems are never just round on the bottom. They're always like cut in a diamond-esque formation. Therefore, this could not sit in this and fit. And ultimately it did, but that was after 3 hours of me ransacking the mansion looking for other things to fit in there, because clearly that could not feasibly hold the gem. So I totally relate to that, because everybody else is just like, she's stupid. Why can't she figure this out?
Next time you're in the same room with Zeke, have that conversation with him, because that's his life. Like, he just plays adventure games, and his chat is so mean, and that's like all he does. So definitely. You could. I always overcomplicate about that together. Yeah,
I always overcomplicate it. And I'm just like, oh, this would not fit in there, because how would it stay fitting in there? It would fall out as soon as you tried to. No, it's like, oh, it magically just snaps in with magnetics or Velcro or something. And you're like, well, thanks for duping me. I graduated valedictorian. I don't need this slander. I'm great.
I'm a smart person, okay?
Exactly.
And I don't care what
I'm
this
not dumb.
fucking
The
puzzle
game's dumb.
game
I'm
says.
not dumb. The game's dumb. I'm not pulling up a mall hummus. The game's pulling a mall hummus.
All right,
That's
calm
right.
down.
I'm not Malk. You are. Good. Perfect. Fantastic.
I love you, Mark.
Yeah,
I love your
you, Malk.
sweater.
I mean,
like
Mark.
real talk though, your sweater is so fetching.
Thanks. I can't tell what's real anymore.
That's fair. Welcome to playing role-playing games with us and me particularly. I can't tell what's real anymore, and I'm upset, and I can't figure out why. Perfect. I've won. Thank you. Welcome to roleplay. Well, cool. It's so nice to be playing this game with all of you again. I missed you, especially making fun of Mark. Mark, I love you. I'm sorry. All right, let's talk about the post bits from the last show, and I also owe some people some experience. So, in the last session, Nomi and Vicky, formerly Kiran, you both resolved your goals. So Nomi, mark that XP, and Bronze, we already updated yours. We got you squared away for your new character. So I just want to make sure that happened. Booker and Gabriel, I think, like, Gabe, you're still working on finding somebody that you can trust to take orders from. Like, you were kind of like broaching that with Nomi a little bit, but it didn't seem to me like you had fully resolved that yet. If you were like,
Yep, it's fair,
and then Booker, you have not held your party yet, so there's still time. If you want to do it, there's still time.
So
we'll see. You can still have your party. So I think we can pick up before we're introduced to our new character. We can pick up kind of with the Amira's left the ship. She's gotten picked up by the one toke over the line, and she's left the Prudence. This means that there are 24 or 12 hours rather between now and the arrival of whatever the navigator's like secret escape plan was, right? The navigator and the Acre rep were going to get together, and they were going to leave the ship and get themselves to this Acre vessel that was on its way to pick them up. So I wanted to check, in that 12 hours, Nomi, Gabriel, and Booker, what did you do? Like, who did you tell? You have this information, right? You know what's going to happen. You kind of know who's responsible. The navigator is still on the ship, right? She's just doing shit. No one's arrested her or whatever. So what are you going to do with that information? Who do you tell?
I think the idea was to have the navigator be kind of under surveillance, and we didn't want to tip off the people who were incoming to pick her up because we want to kind of set a trap for them. So she's still just like doing her thing, but I don't know who we would have like surveilling her, like tailing her or whatever.
But that's the question. So, well, here's the thing, right? Do you trust that you can disseminate the information that she is under surveillance to the ship in general, or do you keep this under your hat and just the three of you handle it for now? Right. Because the ship can surveil her easily. You could just go to InfoSec and be like, hey, guys, keep an eye on her and report in. But then other people might find out that she's under surveillance. You don't know how like connected she is on the ship or how deep this conspiracy.
We don't know how deep this goes.
That's right.
Exactly.
This is how we talk about this
episode. Yeah, this
is well, we know that they had like broken into the computer systems and stuff like that too. So that might be a thing that we would want to be concerned about. But I'm also like, I don't know, I feel like we could have either one of you guys tail her pretty easily. Maybe Crusader would be better.
Could have both in a way, like, well, I mean, I think like not even in terms of sneaking, because she's met me and she knows she asked Gabriel to kind of help her facilitate this escape. So I guess it's kind of using that to kind of leverage against it and kind of maybe go back to, Gabriel would go back to the navigator and say, I've checked in with the rep. You need to stay where you are. You need to kind of, try and stay as on the down low as you possibly can. Meanwhile, having like Booker making sure that she's not, up to anything, keeping an ear to the ground, maybe.
So, Adam, do you want us to like do this kind of planning in character, or?
I mean, we can assume that the planning has already kind of been done. So you just tell me what everybody is doing.
Okay. So yeah, I think the Crusader, it was like is like kind of pretending to work with her in an like effort to keep an eye on her to make sure like she doesn't do anything crazy. And then maybe can we have Booker? Do we know like what the name of the ship is that's coming in? You said it was like a.
It's an acre ship. Yeah, I don't know if we have the name.
Yeah, you don't have
a
the
name? Okay.
Yeah, you don't have the name for the acre ship. Now, Berkman is a bit of a crossroads, so there are ships coming in and out of the system and orbit on this planet like pretty regularly. So you would have to look for a particular ship or look under like yeah, it's you know that a ship is coming, but you don't know enough yet to figure out what ship it might be.
Okay. But if we know it's an acre ship, then we could just look for incoming acre
narrow
ships.
It down. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, Nomi, you are going to make a request of like the scanning team, like of whatever they would be called, the people that are responsible for like maintaining an idea or an understanding of what's going on in the sector. You're going to ask them to look out for an acre ship, like a particular one. What are you asking? What are you telling them?
Well, because it would have to dock to pick her up, right? Like they can't just.
Or she'd need to get a transport out to it. I think.
Right.
Like they, yeah. So
yeah, chances are pretty good it wouldn't dock with the ship, but yeah,
okay.
You don't know. You don't know what her plan is to get to the ship.
Okay, so I think we need to figure out what her plan is. So if we could have the Crusader talk to her and like
try and get that
try
info.
and figure out what it is. Yeah, and then tell us, and then we can talk to the. Well, like a shuttle.
I know. I'm just saying. I was just curious. I never.
What's that?
I think we have transporters.
We don't have transporters.
Well,
no matter transportation.
You know.
Yeah, matter transportation is not a thing. That's not something.
Technically, I'm a matter transportation.
Correct. Yes.
I can now teleport 3 of you, so
that's true. Gabriel can.
So we can beam up and down from planet eventually.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Gabriel, you're gonna go talk to the navigator.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then while you're doing that, is anybody else going to do anything, or do we want to just start there?
I think it might be good to have Booker as like a backup for me, because I think like the Crusader knows that she doesn't trust him fully. And it might be good just to have Booker kind of tail her and kind of like keep her kind of on the down low eye on her, maybe. Because I'm just worried that like she's not going to fully trust me and she's going to do sneaky stuff behind my back. So
I'm doing sneaky stuff. I'm Bicky tiptoeing through the halls.
Bicky tip.
Perfect.
The plucky, the plucky like sneak music's playing like boom, 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 and you see Booker go to the other side of the hall.
Okay. So yeah, you have a pretty good idea. Like Gabriel, let's start there. Let's have Gabriel roll connect, and this will kind of set the tone for your meeting with her. Whether she's gone into kind of full paranoia mode or yeah, you kind of have set it up a little bit in advance, right? So go ahead and give yourself a +1.
Whoop, whoop.
And we'll see how this goes. Okay, all right. 9. So you where do you want to meet with the navigator?
So am I allowed into like the navigator bridge if she gives me permission, or would I just not be allowed up there? Because I'd probably go and find her wherever she's working, or to her quarters, either one.
It's a sensitive environment, right? Like there's material and like sensitive IP and sensitive equipment in that room, and so it's her and her staff are really the only ones besides the captain who are allowed in there. But yes, she could theoretically give you permission, but she'd have to have a reason for the Crusader to be in the navigation core.
Okay, so I'd probably message her, like, because I'm guessing that there's interstellar WhatsApp that we have to access to people or whatever. I'd probably send her a message of like, we should talk in private regarding, your plans or something like that, or regarding the matter we discussed earlier.
Okay. All right. So I think that you can set this meeting. She'll agree, right? She's like excited. She's looking forward to meeting you, but she's very busy and distracted. And so she kind of is like, gives you a time, and her messages convey a certain tension, right? Like as you receive them, you can tell that she's She's getting nervous.
She's on edge.
She's only got 12 hours. Yeah. So you want to meet her at her quarters or yours?
Meet her at her quarters.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And I was gonna ask if Booker is backing you up, but he's vanished. So your backup has disappeared.
Let's assume yes.
Okay. All right. So you go there to meet with her, and yeah, I think we start with you at the door to her quarters, and Booker, where are you while the Crusader is going to have this conversation?
He's going to talk to the navigator.
Yeah.
I guess he'd be maybe sending a quick communication to what's her face, the party planner. Let her know, like, hey, we're not going to do that for a while, so just chill. Someone should tell her so she's not sitting there by herself. Just
right.
Like,
well, so yeah, when you call Nicola, she's like putting up decorations, and she just like looks down at her like phone, which is on the table, and she's like halfway through decorating the room. She's like, "What? But we're still having the party, right?" She's got a little party hat on. Just like,
I think so. There's just more important things happening right now. Official things that I require my attention. Still planning to have the party. You're doing great. That's all I got for you.
She nods and she's like, "Okay. Well, let me know when you're done with your stuff. I'll just.
I wish I could share more, but it's just sensitive in nature. So.
I understand.
You okay?
She nods like very slowly.
Is she nodding? Is it a video call?
Yeah.
Okay. She's just nodding, so it's just silent. Booker's like,
Make a notice roll with wisdom.
Okay. I forget I have to click it twice. I don't know anything.
Okay. So it's clear to everyone in the audience that like her lip is like trembling and she's just like, "I'm fine. It's fine." And you're just like, "Okay, good. You're fine. Good."
Yeah. So
we got
that's
this
what I'm
stuff
like.
to do.
Okay, sounds good. Just wanted to give you a heads up.
And she's like, "Okay," and she presses the off button on the call, and we stay in the like multi-purpose room that she's gotten, like, so there's like pennants in black and purple, like in the crux colors. There's a big cake with like two bears fighting on it that she had made in the kitchen, and she's just like standing there in like a little like purple kind of tutu thing, and she just like looks around the room and she's like, "Well, guess I'll just finish putting these up." And she like picks up her little staple gun and climbs back up on the ladder. So we fade back to Gabriel, like, boop, pressing the button.
Yep.
And the door opens, and you see the navigator, and she's doing a pretty good job of keeping her shit together. Like, she's not like panicking. She's never shit all over the place. Navigator Sujin has her room looks like pretty normal, maybe a little messy. And she kind of gives you a look. She's got her uniform on. Gives you a look like she was expecting you. So like, go ahead, get to it.
Okay. I like nod my head politely, step inside. Navigator, I wanted to come and speak with you. Thank you for meeting with me. I spoke with the Acre rep that you mentioned when I spoke with you and the Kiran, and as I understand it, I am keeping a close eye on them. With regards to your plans, but I wanted to come and speak. I wanted to come and speak with you as the deadline draws closer, and I'm concerned about making sure that you can both reach where you need to be. What exactly are we? What exactly should I be expecting?
Gives you a look like that was a lot, and she says,
"That's Mark Humes."
Go ahead and make a talk roll. Make a talk with charisma roll.
Oh yeah, the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So she kind of gives you a look as she lets that kind of wash over, and she says, I think it's best that I keep what you know to a minimum. I don't want to get you in trouble, Crusader.
I am already associated with you, Navigator, and I am already associated with the Kiran. I believe that I would hate to be in a bigger risk if I do not know what's going on.
Now, Nomi, would you have made an effort to keep the arrest of the Acre representative like on the DL? It wasn't that long ago. Like it was like a day ago. So there's a chance she wouldn't have heard if you made an effort to be like, just don't tell anybody and like cover for it. Or was it just like throw her in the jail and don't worry about it?
Yeah, there was also, we had talked about keeping it secret, and then also we had talked about going to the Eridanis person and telling her to keep her mouth shut. But we didn't actually play that out. But
yeah, I think it's fine to assume that happened. Yeah, okay. All right.
I think we also talked about spoofing her signal so it still looks like she's in a room if anybody checks. I know that we talked about that as well.
Yeah. Okay. So she probably doesn't know that yet. And she says, well, I would have told you more if I knew more. I'm waiting on some information myself. And as you say, the deadline's drawing close.
I see. So you're not fully aware of exactly how your friends are going to help?
She shakes her head. Not entirely, no.
Very well. Well, I will be close at hand. Contact me if you need my assistance any further. I said that I would help the Kiran, so I shall. I will go and check on the Acre rep. She has been confined. She's been keeping herself to her quarters for some time, so I will go and check on her.
Okay. So she, you can see that she like something's going on. Like she's suspicious of this conversation. Not that you like gave anything away, but she kind of didn't expect you to check on her with nothing else to offer. And so you've kind of put her like in a she's acting weird. She's like a little squirrel.
Do I get the sense that she was expecting me to know something?
Maybe make a notice and wisdom roll. Let's see what you can pick up from her vibe. No. Yeah, you don't know. She's just like whatever she expected or whatever she wanted. It's hard to say. But she's very like tense. You don't have to be a psychic to pick that up.
Okay.
And you've made it
gives me some information anyway. Yeah, it's given me some information that we know now that she was probably expecting to hear what the plan was from the Acre rep, it sounds like. So
yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I will take my leave. I'll just kind of be like, very well, and then I will just take my leave.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she seems eager to see you go. And and then once you're gone, you can hear her like inside, like moving around. I'm probably packing up her shit now.
Can I, as I'm kind of making my way out, can I come into Booker and basically just kind of get him to kind of almost take over and like watch her quarters or like, track and see what she's up to? Like just make sure, see if she leaves or goes anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you would have done this. So like as you leave, you see Booker in the hall and you kind of give him a like, okay, keep an eye on
a nod, like keep an eye on it kind of thing. Yeah. And then I'll report what we found out to Nomi and let her know that it sounds like, it sounds like she was expecting to get more information from the Acre rep and is waiting for instructions. It sounds like.
Okay. All right. Nomi, did you want to do anything like shipwise? Talk to Yancey? Kind of like use any of the ship systems, or are you still going to kind of keep it with the three of you? Or do you want to go talk to the Acre rep, or what do you want to be doing?
No, I feel like we got everything that we needed out of her. I think right now I'm kind of just in a holding pattern, like waiting for the ship to come in. I guess like if you wanted me to talk to the ship people just to tell them what to look for, but I feel like that's kind of
like I mean, you can just let me know that's you can let me know that's what you're doing. I just want to know who knows what. I'm trying to keep track of the information spread, right?
Okay. Well, we know the timeline. You said that we had like 12 hours, so I think I would tell the ship people who are like the scanners or whatever to keep an eye out for any ships that are are either associated with Acre or maybe like unmarked that might be within like shuttle distance around 12 hours from now.
Yeah. Okay. So you issue that request, and then like an hour later, you get a call, like a comm from Yancey. It's just a text, and it says, "At your convenience, I'd like to speak to you in my office."
Okay. Sure. So after I do all my stuff, if I get that, then I'll just go ahead and go straight there since I don't have anything else to do.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you walk in, and Yancey is he's in his office, and he's like essentially just going over some paperwork. He's got his pad in front of him, and his screens have some like spreadsheets or whatever on them. And he stands up when you come in, and yeah, and he gestures to the seat across from his desk, and he says, "Cirrus, please have a seat."
So I just nod and walk forward and sit.
He sits down and he looks at his screen, and he says, "Do you have information you'd like to share with me, Cirrus?"
Information pertaining to what exactly?
You made a request of the scanner team to look out for an Acre vessel. Hadn't reported any of that to me. What are you looking for exactly?
You wanted us to investigate the Acre representative, and I was aware that she was planning to make contact with someone, possibly by ship. So we are waiting to see if anyone happens to drift by our ship.
Proximity alert, something like that. Acre vessel gets too close, and they let you know about it.
Yes, precisely.
Why not just arrest the people you think are trying to escape the ship? What do you think we're going to gain by finding this vessel?
Well, the Acre representative is merely a pawn, and we are, of course, doing our due diligence to try to see who else is connected up the ladder.
Interesting. And so when you find this ship, then what?
Then I would come into contact with you and defer to your planning and ask you for perhaps putting the ship under, bringing the ship aboard and scanning the crew members and seeing why they were so close to our ship and whether they were planning to make contact with the Acre representative in a attempt to undermine the Crux Authority or any number of things.
And who exactly is it that you think that this ship is here to pick up?
Well, they were supposed to come for the Acre representative, and they don't know that she is currently under arrest.
He leaves a pause like, that's it? There's nothing else you need to tell me? There's just like a moment there where he doesn't say anything.
I don't say anything either.
Yeah, you just dead eye him. Okay. He says, not much of a conspiracy, is it? Just the one Acre representative. She has some friends on the ship. That Eridanus, for example. Any reason we should suspect them?
No, but if you wish for me to go speak with them personally, then I can, of course.
It's been my experience that a bad apple spoils the bunch. These things tend not to be constrained to a single individual. I'd keep digging if I were you.
Yes, I agree. We're trying to lure out the other players in this game by hiding the Acre representative's illegal activity and waiting for anyone else to come forward. I will continue digging and let you know if I find anything else.
Good. Err on the side of caution. I like to be informed. I assure you our communications are safe. no one else is going to find out what you discover.
Absolutely. I understand.
Keep up the good work, Cirrus.
Then I'll just stand up to leave if he doesn't have anything else to say.
He doesn't seem to. No.
Okay. I'll leave.
Okay. All right. So, I guess time passes, right? Like the ship, when it arrives, we'll get here when it gets here, right? There's a window for that time. What else do you want to do in between? The clock continues to tick down.
I think that we should probably talk to the Acre rep. It sounds like she might know more. I don't know how much more information we can get out of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was being cagey before. She was like, I don't know. I'm innocent. They just sent me this thing I don't understand. You can check in with
mind.
Yeah, right. Like that's the other thing, right? Is you could go in there and just really dig into her. Or you could go to the team that's like digging through the package, right? The like data pack that she got.
They didn't get all the information out, did they?
No, they're still working on it. Yeah, what do you think?
Don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could. Well, it kind of makes more sense for Nomi to talk to the Acre rep, I guess, because of the mind power.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I think like it sounds like she's the one who knows how this is going to go down. I mean, I can do it, but I need like drugs. I need torture drugs to make people talk. So
Right. Yeah. There's different approaches.
Yeah, and Booker spoke to the guys who did the intel before, so maybe a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Speak to them again.
Okay.
No,
I don't want to... So whoever wants to go, like Nomi, do you want to go and have a conversation with the Acre rep now that she's been in prison for like 30 hours?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How is she being treated? What's the condition that she's going to be in by the time you get there? Like, is this like put her in our smallest cell and turn the temperature way down and like don't feed her, or is this like be nice to her and lull her into a sense of security?
I think the latter. We wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, not like overly nice, but I wouldn't be like treating her like shit.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, you find her in her cell, of course, and you're let in. And I think they bring her into an interrogation room because you guys have one. Mm-hmm. So so they bring her in. She's got her crux like prisoner jumpsuit on now, and they sit her down in the chair and attach her manacles to the table. And she's looking across the table at you, and she looks like frazzled. You know, like she was a crux member of the ship's team for a while, and she carried herself with a sort of quiet dignity, but that's kind of frayed at the edges. She's looking a little bit like on edge, and she's so she's got her manacles like on the table, and you can see she's rethinking her like life choices here. And so she looks across the table at you, and she says, I guess she doesn't say anything. You brought her out here, so you're already in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So she sits down, and she looks up at you expectantly.
Yeah. What was her name? It was Penelope.
It depends on how you like how you want to treat her, right? Like you can be polite or like call her by her first name. Her first name is Evangeline, I think. She has 3 names.
Oh, Evangeline Lau.
Yeah.
Oh, what it is. Yeah. Okay. Then what I call her like Miss Lau. I was being like polite anyway. Okay. Cool. So
or if you want to recognize her her title, even though it's kind of like it'd be kind of insulting, you can call her Subdirector Lau, because that's her title at Acre. But then you'd be acknowledging that she's like important because of that.
Yeah. Okay. So she sits down and looks at me, and I say, Miss Lau, we have been examining your computer systems. Did you have something to say?
Oh, just that it's Mrs.
Mrs. Lau, of course. Is your husband aboard ship?
No.
Where is your husband located? If you don't mind me asking.
She just kind of looks at you, like she's not really sure why. Like, did you bring me out here to ask me about my family? And she says, Demnov?
Demnov. I haven't had the chance to be there myself, but I've heard nice things about it. As I was saying, we investigated your computer systems and were able to find that whatever you set off before we arrested you was successfully completed. However, our techs are looking through your computer systems, and I'm sure that they will find whatever it is that you were trying to hide. I'm hoping that you would be willing to work with us in order to guarantee your safe release from here, and perhaps your safe release back to your husband on Demnov. We need for you to give us more information about the Acre ship that will be coming in to pick up this navigator friend of yours.
Make a talk roll with charisma.
Okay. 12.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So she kind of looks at you like, oh, okay. All right. Well, shit. Like, this is how it's gonna be, huh? And so she nods and she says, I'm anything I can do to help. I haven't done anything. I know that there's some tension that you know, your boss and my boss, maybe they're not getting along right now. And I would love an opportunity to get out of this situation. Like you said, get home. She like kind of looks down and she says, there's a ship coming, and it was supposed to pick myself and the navigator up and take us away from here. It had been decided that it wasn't safe. I didn't realize that I was a prisoner on this ship. I haven't done anything else. I thought I could leave. My contract is with Acre. I don't know. And she closes her eyes and like you can see her make a decision. And she says to you, if I tell you the name of the ship, can you... I mean, I need to know I'm going to be able to get out of here safely.
Depending on the information that you're able to provide me and what it leads to, there's a possibility that I can guarantee some level of protection. However, you understand that this is not a decision that is solely up to me. Is it just the ship for the two of you? No one else is involved in your scheme.
But you're the Cirrus. They listen to you. You're important. If you tell them to give me leniency, then they will. I want to help, but this has to be a business transaction, Cirrus. I have to know that I'm getting something in return.
That depends upon whether or not you're a traitor to the Empire. For you see, I only do business with people who are loyal to the Empire. Can you prove your loyalty?
It's like, throw me the idol, I'll throw you the whip. And you're like, yeah, you know what? I don't need the idol or the whip. And you just shoot her. So yeah, like I guess my question is like, do you mean any of this? Or is this like a Nomika fuck job like we've seen before?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
I think the last time you promised somebody leniency, it was like, well...
Some sort of Nomika fuck job, right?
Technically, Nomi never promised leniency the last time. I did, and
right,
Nomi
and
said no.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. It honestly depends upon how much she's done that's actually like deliberate, right? Like, is she just the pawn in this who was just like accepting stuff and just like kind of thought she was doing her job, or was she actively trying to like subvert the crux and like stuff like that? So that's kind of what I'm trying to determine here with this. By the way, Kit Boga, thank you for the raid. All the raiders, we've acknowledged it. You are welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is Roleplay Verona. Welcome to the stream.
Adam, one thing I wanted to clarify. Is she asking for like, is she asking to get away scot-free, or is she just asking like, please don't lock me, I'll go to prison, just don't kill me on the way?
I don't think that. No, I don't think she even like thinks that being airlocked is on the table. Like, I don't think she even thinks that's possible. I think she thinks she's probably gonna end up in jail or on Gleipnir or something. But like, she isn't even thinking that yet.
Yeah, I think I'm not like planning on. I kind of assume that she doesn't really know what the fuck's going on and that she's just kind of like doing her part, you know. So if I could just fire her and get her the fuck off the ship in exchange for information, I'm kind of okay with that. Assuming that Yancey isn't going to be like, why didn't you arrest her? You know?
Yeah. That's the trick, right? Like, I guess. So what do you tell her? What is the thing you tell her? What do you promise her, whether you're going to deliver on it or not? What is the thing you tell her to get her to like fold, right? What do you promise her? Because that sounds good to me. That whole like, listen, we're gonna like, what is it when you take a criminal from some other country and you send him home so they can be prosecuted there? What is that called?
Extradite. No.
Thank you. So yeah, you want to extradite her back to. That's the word. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Okay.
So that's the plan, right? You want to, if you can extradite her, but also get a bunch of other information, then that's what you want.
Right. Yeah. Like, I don't want you on the ship anymore, but I don't really care if you die. I just want you to give me information.
Okay.
Or like put her in jail or whatever.
Yeah. So she says, I can tell you everything that I know. You already have my records and my server, and I can't help you get into the data that they sent me. I don't know what that's for, I swear. But there have been some conversations between myself and another member of the crew on behalf of our respective organizations, and I can go on the record. I can't say anything that's going to make the board situation any worse, because then I'm just going to get home and I'm going to face the same problems. But I can tell you who on your ship is not who you think they are.
All right. That sounds like a good start.
And in exchange, you'll make sure that I get to go back to Demnov?
Well, you won't be staying here, that's for sure.
So we cut briefly to, or crossfade briefly to the room in which their other Crux officers like watching the room to make sure that like she doesn't attack you or whatever. And one of them like looks at the other and he just taps his watch, and they both smile and just shake their head like they have a bet going on how long it's going to take for this lady to get like killed or mind wrecked or something. And they just kind of look at each other and go back to watching the screen. And so you say that, and she says, I have a family on Demnov, a husband, 3 children. The money that I make, the credits that I make here, I send most of them home to take care of them. They need me, and I never meant to get caught up in all this, and I just want to go home, and I'm happy to help if that's what I'm going to get. Your navigator, the Valen, she's been a liaison for her house between Acre and some of our allies and House Vela. Vela is making plans.
Making plans like what?
I don't know. That stuff is above my pay grade, but I authorized some credit transfers between Acre and Vela. I don't know where they came from. I don't know what they're for, but...
And we would find record of these credit transfers on your computer.
She nods. And I'm willing to verify them. They're not...
I'm sure.
False or anything. I wish
I'm sure
they
that
were.
our team will find them.
And she, so she nods, and you can see like she's like struggling with this.
Yeah.
I just want all this to be over. My husband is supposed to have another tour of duty on Dio Mikado, and I need to get home and see him again before he leaves.
I give her kind of just like a slight nod, and then I lean forward a little bit and say, "So the navigator, and you haven't had contact with anyone else on the ship regarding these matters?"
No. I mean, I have relationships with people on the ship, but none of my friends, it's just the navigator.
And the ship that's coming in, do you have a name or a call sign?
She sighs. She looks at you and she's like, "You're not gonna do anything to it, are you?" The crew of the ship, they don't even know what they're doing. They're just here to pick up some cargo.
The crew of the ship that's incoming to pick up supposedly 2 people has no idea that they're here to pick up 2 people, is what you're telling me.
Acre ships get orders like that all the time. Sometimes the cargo is people.
And you have no information about the ship at all. How are we supposed to get to it?
I didn't say that. The ship... It's an Acre cargo vessel. It's a free trader flying under the call sign Family Planning. It's supposed to be here in... What the fuck time is it? Soon. I don't know.
Excellent. You've been most helpful, Mrs. Lau. I will leave you here now, and I will go see if we can find anything about this ship of yours, as well as speak with the navigator. Meanwhile, you are not to speak with anyone else between now and the next time that you see me. I stand up.
Okay. So you stand up and you walk out. The doors open. You see the guards outside, like making a credit transfer, and one of them gets up smiling, and the other one's just shaking their head. And one of them walks in and is like, "Okay, Corp, let's go," and like picks them up and takes her away.
Cool. That's it.
All right. So what are you gonna do?
Do I need to go back to Yancey to tell him the name of the ship, or can I go to just like the
No. Yancey knows what's going on, so you can just you can just go to the scanning crew and be like, watch out for an Acre ship called Family Planning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So you do that. You pass it along. They are readied. And yeah. What are you gonna do after that? You just wait? Because it looks like the navigator is just staying in her room. She hasn't left. She's not going anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, I think we just have to wait because we have to wait for the ship to come in. And that's still like 12 hours away or something like that.
It's like 9 now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we just need to make sure she doesn't make a run for it. I guess I don't know where she would run. We're on a spaceship, but
Yes.
or like we don't want her to like
dives out a window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like maybe we circle up and just discuss like what the plan is. Like, are we gonna arrest her as she's making her play to try and get away? Are we, are we waiting just to see, if there's more people going towards the ship? Like, what's the plan?
Do we have a tractor beam on our ship?
Tractor beam.
Oh, Star Trek tech.
What?
Apparently.
How do we not have a tractor beam? That's
We
like
ain't got a
basic
transporter
ship
neither. We
stats.
probably don't even have a holodeck. It's bullshit.
You don't have any of those things.
God, you don't
the
have
way
an interdictor cruiser? Come on, Adam.
You got
How
a
much money for an
replicator?
interdictor cruiser?
Listen, if you want to stop, the way it works, if you want to stop another ship that's trying to get away, you blast the shit out of their engines, and then you go pick them up.
Okay.
Old school.
That's right.
I'm thinking we just. I'll just Chris Hansen this navigator. As soon as she's caught doing something, wait, what are you doing here?
Oh, I
What is,
see. I got it.
Yeah,
right. But with
what the hell?
Chris Hansen, but with treason.
Yeah.
But with
Okay,
no
sure.
pedophiles. That's good.
Yeah,
Maybe-
less
Yeah.
of that, more. Okay.
It's okay, Bronze. I'm not talking about pedophiles. I'm talking about how he confronts people in a way where they don't expect it.
Who are pedophiles?
Right. Yeah.
We're pedophiles.
Yeah,
That
what
is
I
true.
said.
That is true.
Navigator, how about you take a seat? Oh boy.
If
Do
we'd
you like
to make
meeting
Zach
underage
look
crewmen,
bad
eh,
right
Navigator?
now and make him seem
Yeah.
like he's interested in pedophilia, you're doing a fantastic job, everybody.
No. Yeah. Not.
Are you
not
going to
what we're
start
going
reading
for.
her communications? Like, let's look at some of the things you said. Are you going to do that?
You said here on June 15th, 3199, boy, I hate the Emperor. What a prick. Yeah.
Sounds treason.
House Crux, more like House Sucks. That's some treasonous
What
stuff
did you,
right
What
there.
did you mean by that? What were you saying?
All right. So what are you going to do? Because you do have time. You're like letting this clock run down. Eventually the ship will be in system. You'll be notified that the ship is nearby. And then
She's
maybe
gonna have to
she'll
make a
get
move.
she'll have to do something.
And if we catch her trying to leave the ship, that's a pretty big statement of guilt, right? Like that's along with all the evidence we've collected, that's like the seal on the coffin, the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we can do that. We can set up a sting.
Okay. All right. So what are you going to do? How does that work? You've got
I guess
view on her, and then Nomi, I'll let you know. You'll get a call when they find this ship.
Okay.
I guess like maybe if like Booker watches her from her room, or actually maybe it would be better if I go and meet her and then escort her or something like that, and then Booker's waiting in the hangar, maybe.
Okay.
Because worst case scenario, if she tries to make a run for the shuttle, I can always just teleport aboard and then not let them get away.
Yeah. Whatever makes the most sense, especially if we don't have a teleporter, so yeah, I guess I could be in the hangar waiting for her to make a move.
Okay. All right. So, I think probably then like another 8 hours go by, and Nomi, you get a message from the team, someone in Scan, and they're like, Cirrus, we've got that ship you were looking for.
Excellent. Have they made any contact?
Doesn't look like it. Not with us. They're just hanging out in orbit. Though that in and of itself isn't abnormal. From out here, it looks like they're waiting to pick somebody up from the planet, a shuttle or something.
Okay. Keep an eye on that ship. Let me know if anything changes. Let me know if anyone makes contact with them that we can intercept either from the ship itself or any other communications. And let me know if any other ships get close to it, such as any shuttles from the surface or from our ship.
Yes, ma'am. So whoever, I guess Gabe and Greaves, are you guys keeping an eye on the navigator's quarters? Are you doing it physically, or are you surveilling her using the ship surveillance systems, or both?
I don't think we need both of us there to do that. Probably a combination of maybe one person there. Physically,
I could keep an eye on it
survey
physically. Yeah. And then maybe
just
you're
in
on
case
like
she
watching
somehow
it.
circumvented the systems that we have.
The cam system. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Good shoot.
All right. So I think we start with her. The camera is in her quarters. She's sitting next to a duffel bag. And there's a buzz as her comms goes off. She looks at her watch, and there is there's a message that just says "Go time" on it. And she takes a deep breath, stands up, fixes the collar of her uniform, picks up the bag, and walks out of her quarters. She is on the move. Now, is somebody in proximity to shadow her? Like, where Booker, where are you? And Gabriel, where are you? And I guess Nomi too. Like, where are the three of you right now?
So I think the plan was I was going to tail her physically. So I'll probably be nearby, trying to keep a low profile.
Okay. Yeah. Make a sneak.
Could I have acquired a general Crux uniform, so I'm not wearing my old chaplain's outfit, so I'm less identifiable. If I've just got
you're a member of the crew, and so you were issued a Crux uniform. Yeah.
So I'll put that on. Cool. Okay. So sneak.
Yeah. Give yourself a +1 for blending in, because there's a lot of purple and black walking around this ship.
With Dex.
Yeah. I imagine it's not like a fucking sleeveless vest. No one can see his arm, chat.
Yeah.
The man wears gloves, okay?
A glove and a long jacket, yeah.
Yeah, weirdly, the Crux uniform is a sleeveless unitard.
Yeah.
So, okay, you got an 8.
Mankini, actually.
Right, yeah. It's purple. Perfect. All right, let me roll for her.
Yeah.
Okay, she does not notice you. So you follow her. She heads to the lift, and what are you going to do? How are you going to follow her because you have to step into the lift with her, or
can I I guess as soon as I see her step into the lift, I'll let her go up in that lift, but keep an eye on the number, and then I'll radio to Booker where exactly I am on the ship, which elevator she just got into, and say she's just entered the elevator blah 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 on the 5th deck, track where she's going. Greaves, I'll take the next one, and then I'll jump in the next one and wait for Booker to give me a update, proper spec Oxy style.
Yeah, so you head over there. You're like, she's moving, she's in the lift. Booker, where are you?
I think I was gonna start in the do we only have one hangar, or how many hangars do we have?
Yep. Yeah. There's the shuttle bay. Yeah, where the drop pods
makes sense that she'd be, there, or that'd be her destination, because there's no other way off the ship that we're aware of.
Yeah, she takes the secret space elevator and goes down to the planet. Okay, so you're waiting in the shuttle bay.
Yeah,
me too.
Unless intel becomes,
no, that's perfect.
Yeah. Or doesn't
seem
like.
Yeah, and Nomi, if you're using the system security for it, you can see where that lift is going, and you can track her. So you've got her on your little data pad, and you see this little blue, this cyan mark moving, and then your data pad flickers, the screen flickers for a second, and then the lights in the hangar bay flicker, and then the whole ship's subsystems just shut down. Emergency lighting comes on. The computer system is auxiliary power engaged. Emergency lighting, and then it flickers on, and then people start doing shit. They're just this shouldn't be happening. The crew starts rushing around trying to figure shit out, and the ship goes into essentially yellow alert, right? We've lost power to all the primary systems. Everybody get to your stations. Booker, Nomi, and the Crusader, you don't have stations for this. Normally for you, it would be go to your quarters and wait, but obviously you're not going to do that. What do you do?
So question for me. Go on.
Yes.
You pulled the fire alarm. That's what you did.
Oh yeah, no, you're in the elevator when it stops. It just comes to a stop. Yeah.
What Nomi, were you going to ask?
I was going to ask if we have a way. Do our comms still work? Are they
yes, because they're you'd switch to peer-to-peer instead of using the ship's comm system. So none of the ship's comm systems work, but you can talk to each other.
We can flip to our own personal channel. So can I either work out in my head, because I saw which elevator she got into, I saw whether she was going up or down, and can I figure out roughly what floor she would be on, or can I radio to the others what was the last floor she was on?
Do we know that?
Yeah. I'm not gonna like it. I could say 5 and it wouldn't matter. But like,
Yeah,
yes,
it
you
doesn't
know,
matter.
you know
Okay.
what
So we
floor.
respond.
Is that within 10 kilometers?
So how does your teleportation work? Like, you need to obviously you've been everywhere on the ship.
Yeah. So the teleporter can translocate to another location they have either occupied before or can see with their unaided vision. So if I've been there before, if it's a location on the ship, I can just go there. So I can just think 5th floor outside the elevator, the one that she went up, and then I can.
And what's the range? What does he say the range was? 10 kilometers.
10 kilometers. Yeah.
The entire length of the ship. The entire length of the ship is just over 150 meters or whatever. So you're good. You're fine. It's a big ship, but it's definitely not a 10-kilometer long ship. So where do you go?
Teleportation.
So it is. That does cost an effort for me because it's not under 10 meters, so I have to commit effort. So yeah, I will basically go to, if I know which elevator she went up in, and I know the vague kind of outline of where like the corridors in that thing, I would probably go to, as soon as the power goes out and it comes back on, I'll just jump straight to that floor outside the elevators. And I'll just kind of crouch down, Terminator style, vibrate, and then here in the next bit.
The other person in the elevator with you is just like, I'm just gonna wait for the technicians.
Every time you teleport, I need you to go. I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. It's happening. Look, I get excited. All right, Max.
It's great. I love it. Okay, so you crouch down, you focus, and then you disappear.
It's T1000 pose, like the crouch down.
Where do you want
it? Yeah.
I just imagine the person teaching Gabriel to teleport like, you don't have to do that. You can just stand up. Don't.
I'm going to do it
every fucking time, man.
Have you
I have to do the thing,
girl?
Yeah. So where do you teleport to, Gabriel?
Yeah, so just outside the elevator, where I expect the elevator to stop, and then just outside in the corridor leading off from that. Try and catch a glimpse, because I go as soon as the power's back on.
Okay, there's no like alarm going off. Everything is kind of dark. Can you make a notice roll for me? Notice and wisdom.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. All right. So you're waiting outside the elevator, and we hang there for a minute. Come back to Booker and Nomi. What are you gonna do?
Is there like a way we can get to where? Is there a way we can get to where she is, or where she like last saw her, I guess?
You don't know where she is currently, because the internal tracking system is not one of the auxiliary subsystems. You can't you can't track her that way, but you knew where she was last. She was in a one of the conveyance tubes between you and her quarters, but you didn't know where she was going. So like you said to Gabriel, you know where the last floor that she like where that elevator was, but you don't know that it had stopped there or that she got off.
Is there a way for me to make contact with the dudes in like the scanner room or whatever, or like the bridge, I guess?
No, you'd have to run there.
I'd have to run there.
Yeah, because there's no like the comms they're all fucked up.
Right. That's what I would probably do then.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna run to the bridge. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I guess I would start like as soon as everything kind of started shutting down. I looked at Booker and I was just like, well, that's not good. I'm gonna head to the bridge. I'm gonna head to the bridge and see if they can disable that shit before anything gets off. Before they pick up anyone and take off out of here. Well, it's hard to say. You see if you can track down our missing navigator. Perhaps you can link up with the Crusader on the way out.
Sounds good. I'll do my best.
Take off at a run.
Okay. All right. So you run for the bridge. Gabriel, you're gonna watch this floor to see if she comes out. And Booker, you're staying here.
I don't know if I want to stay here. I'm just trying to. In Booker's mind, he would be like visualizing every single point of entrance and exit, like from the ship possible. So like escape pod, the shuttle bay, even anything as far as just like someone took a spacesuit and ejected themselves into space out of an airlock.
Make a notice roll. Notice and intelligence.
Like he's just trying to like rationalize logically, like what, given that this is their play, what would be the most likely
Nice.
scenario?
Okay. So here's the thing that sticks out to you, right? Like when the primary power systems shut down, the hangar bay is supposed to close. The like physical doors are supposed to shut so that nothing can get in or out of the ship until the ship is like better, so that you don't get hit with like an ion weapon and it freezes the systems. Like it's an auxiliary system. The doors to the hangar bay have not shut. They are just sitting wide open. You can see space just fucking hanging out. Yeah, the crew is like doing, and you can see the crew trying to figure this out too. They're like deck officers being like, the fuck, why isn't it closed? And like arguing with each other over a terminal in the distance. But yeah, it's just like the doors are wide open.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so given that, it's reasonable to assume that this is part of her plan and she's coming to the hangar, hoping that people have evacuated or gone to their respective stations. Also, there's a dog in here.
yeah, a dog runs by. It's who knows what's going on.
Jesus.
Did you guys hear that?
Bad guys, heads up.
The dog has treason detectors.
It's bring your dog to the hangar day for the deck workers there.
Synth dog to work day.
So yeah, Booker wins.
And
finish that sentence.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I think that's the thing. That's the thing that like jumps out to you. Like it's not like nothing is missing or anything like that, but you can see the deck crew like trying to figure out why the door isn't shutting, and yeah, that's the big thing that you notice with your 11. Yeah.
Yeah, then I guess Booker would say to the deck crew real quick, we're like, "You there, all of you." They respond.
Yeah, you turn, and then one of them turns around because they're not used to like one of the cops like in here unless they're getting on a ship. So one of the deck officers, she turns around and she's like, "Officer Greaves, what are you doing down here? You should be in your quarters. We're on lockdown."
No, I'm right where I need to be. Do any of you have pistols nearby? Any sort of armament?
And she nods and she points and she's like, "There's a shotgun in the console, sir." That's like standard operating procedure. Like you have a security console. She probably doesn't have the key to open it, but you would.
Just one?
She nods.
How many are you in this?
And you look around. There's like 4 of them. The rest of the crew has gone to go and do like other shit. It's their job to like fix this.
Who among your crew can shoot decently?
I mean, we've all got basic training, sir. Why? Are we in danger?
Potentially.
And when
yes.
she says that, you can see the other 3 who are working on getting the door shut have all stopped, and they're just like, "Oh fuck, what's going on?"
All right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to take that shotgun. The others are going to continue working on closing that door. If they can't override, I can get past any system override and authorization if they need it. We're going to have potentially a company in just a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to take cover and be ready for them. Tactical positions. Follow my orders.
And yeah, and they're like, "Yes, sir." And she looks at the panel like, "What's the priority here, sir? If we're gonna defend the hangar bay, we're gonna need some more soldiers."
No, it shouldn't be that many. We'll be fine. Plus, you forget who you're talking to.
Make a lead roll, because she's either gonna be like, "Yeah, okay," or like, "Sir, yes, sir. Like, let's fucking do this."
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, lead in charisma.
Lead in charisma.
That.
Oh my god! Come on, making me
So-
look like an asshole.
So she kind of like she looks at her
You're
friends.
talking to? It's me, Guns McGee.
Oh no.
I don't know, sir. Are you think we're gonna be okay? And you're like, I don't even know. Oh,
Fuck.
oh boy. So yeah, they don't look like they're ready for this shit. Like they're crux technicians, but like they didn't like if they wanted to be cops, they'd be cops.
You know
So they
what? If I can do it, I'm just going to do the once per day. I can make a request from an NPC who's not openly hostile to me. They think I'm badass. Fuck that shit.
Okay, that's perfect. That's a great use of it. So you can see her wavering, and what do you do to be like, get your shit together, soldier? Like, what do you do?
Oh, I'm just gonna stare them in the face and see them kind of like panicking. We're like, hey, stay with me. We're gonna be fine. Okay. There's not soldiers coming in here. Trust me. Not that much resistance. We just need to have eyes and ears open everywhere. The more eyes and ears I have at my disposal, the better off we'll be. Sound good?
And she nods. And one of them has taken out the shotgun and like checked it and like made sure it's loaded. And they're holding on to it, like looking out into space, like, God, bad guys are gonna come in here and I have to shoot them.
All right, so Booker's gonna post up towards like the entrance behind like some sort of cargo stuff or whatever. I'm assuming there's some sort of if it's anything like Star Trek in this regard, Adam, there should be cargo things.
Yes, yeah, totally. Behind. You can assume that there is that is it's an inviolable sci-fi trope that every cargo hangar has like cover boxes. I guarantee. I promise you.
They look like they weigh nothing and bounce around a lot.
Yes, yeah, they're made out of styrofoam, and however, they crush people.
Fucked.
Yeah, right. They hit people and they're dead. But that's a rule. It's a rule of sci-fi. Just like how the corridors have to be hexagon shaped. Okay. All right. So you're gonna stay down here and keep an eye out for anyone coming in the side door. Nomi, you're running for the bridge. Gabriel, you are waiting in the hallway to see where the So you have something you want to do now? Because it doesn't look like she's coming out. You've been here a few minutes.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing is I'd probably wait a few minutes, see that she's not coming out. Was there anybody around, like in the corridor when the power went down, or is it just like a dead corridor?
Discipline on the ship was such that as soon as things happened, they just broke into like a run. Everybody ran and did their thing. People on the ship are big morale bonus for the crew of the ship.
Okay, so I'll probably just comment to Nomi and Booker along the lines of something like, she's not outside the elevator where she should have been. I'm not sure exactly where she's going. Do any of you have any ideas?
Booker would probably respond, mentioning the hangar stuff. Like,
notice the hangar door is still open. Protocol would dictate that gets shut down and locked down so no one can get in or out. Safety procedure, as you know. So she's probably here on a good bet.
All right, I'll start making my way towards the hangar bay from where I am now, Graves. I'll see if I can catch her en route. Stay calm, and then I'll start making my way off. And basically go from where I am towards the hangar bay, like track the shortest route I can think of.
Okay. So I have a question for you, Bronze. What is your character's rank? If someone referring to you not by your super cool full name, what is your character's? What is your
that sarcasm?
Big tips. What's your full like what's your rank? Are you like a commander? Are you a captain? Commandant?
I'd be a captain.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd be a captain. Yeah.
All right. Captain Tips. Fucking love it. Oh my God. Now I want to see a crossover with her and Higgs.
Captain Tip.
Right. Captain Tip.
Captain Tips?
Captain Tips.
Love it. All right. So so we cut to the bridge. And this isn't like there's not like red shirts running around in panic like, oh God, we gotta put out the fires, things are scary. Like everyone is very like, it seems like everything is normal. Everybody is sitting like dealing with stuff, but the indicators on the screens show that like there is something very wrong. People's screens are flickering on and off. There are there's like garbled data on all the screens, and the tech crew is trying to repair it so that they can get the ship back up and running. And in her command seat, we see the captain, and she has a hand up to her face, and she's like a scowl, and she's just staring out at the wall because or I guess at the screen, but she doesn't see anything. There's just this like big glass screen because all the overlays are down. So she's just sitting and looking kind of like frustrated, and we can see the glow of the malfunctioning screens on her face. And she turns, and we see someone we haven't seen before. Would you like to describe Captain Tip for us?
Yeah. So Captain Tip Is it because you can't say Bicky without laughing?
I just don't think that she would call you by your first name. Like,
this is true. This is true.
What's up, Bicky Bicklesworth? The Big B? How you doing, Icky Bicky? Like, she'd call you by your title. Yeah. Notorious BIC. Yeah.
This is true. All right. So my character is about 5'10".
Okay.
Her hair is like parted slightly on the side and then slicked back into a really low bun. Her features are like super sharp, but the most distinguishable thing about her is she has a super traditional tattoo of a Rakshas that comes all the way up to the bottom of her chin.
Oh, sick neck tattoos.
Yeah, and then it goes down. You can't see the rest of it, but you do see the face and the horns coming out of the mouth, like right here on her neck.
Oh, that's so cool. Are you wearing armor? Do you have a weapon?
Yes, armor and a mag pistol.
Nice. And is it like it's like mag pistols are big, right? It's like a big fucking honking.
Yeah. It's a huge thing. And it doesn't do laser damage. It's more of like a projectile type of thing.
Yeah. Throws big chunks of okay. Yeah. And you're wearing your armor. And do you have like the Deathless like logo on your armor, right?
Oh yeah. I got the Deathless logo like big in the center. And then like a lot of that same, like you can see that she's like modified her armor in places to give it like a more horn-like look, like, to give it like, you know, fangs and shit like that around the center breast piece where it's got like 2 fangs coming down and 2 coming up from the bottom. And it's all black and red, like really similar to like the Rakshas paint job you'd see on like a lorry in India.
Mm-hmm. So the captain turns her head, and she smirks slightly, and she says, well, Captain, it looks I'm going to need to use your services sooner than I'd hoped. I thought we might be able to leave orbit without things going to shit, but here we are. These are the times we live in. So, and she kind of like looks you up and down. She says, you're the expert. I'm going to leave this to you, but I suspect we're about to have company.
Well, you know me. Cleaning up messes is what I do best.
It is why I pay you. And she gives you a look like, please, go ahead.
And I'll just like, you know, leave. Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
okay.
I'm a woman of few words.
Yeah. So you walk out, and we follow. I think we turn and we follow you, and that's when Nomi arrives. So Nomi, you see this like armored stranger walking off the, like, I think you two meet at the door, like the bridge door opens, and Nomi, you see Bicky, and Bicky, you see Nomi, and the two of you are just like standing there at the door. What do you do?
Well, I'm in a hurry, so I would like walk up to the door, and as it opened, if she's just like standing in the way, then I would just be like, excuse me, and like kind of make a move to like go past her.
Yeah, I would like sidle past her and keep walking.
Yeah, so you just turn sideways and kind of do the like squeeze past each other, and Nomi rushes onto the bridge, and Captain Tip, where are you going? Like, you know this ship already. You've been given the blueprints. You have like a full understanding of the ship. Your prime directive is to protect the captain and do what the captain says. And she has told you, like, take care of my ship. Like, make sure this doesn't get fucked up.
Yeah. Does it seem like someone has sabotaged the engine?
Oh yeah, their computer system is all fucked up. This ship's not going anywhere.
Yeah, so I would probably make it my goal to find said person and then force them at gunpoint to undo the sabotage.
Okay, how do you plan on doing that?
Let's see. And I'm assuming
you want to go to the computer
on the situation?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say that like things with Acre have gotten somewhat heated, and the currently one of the operatives on the ship, the Serpens, Cirrus, has indicated that there is an Acre ship coming to pick up an asset. They've been keeping an eye on it. You have an Acre prisoner on board, and that's the situation.
How many other? Because I know there was like quite a few of Valen's brought on board from the sad song or sad. Yeah. How many of them are still on board?
The one that was arrested for not being a human has been sent off to like a ship already picked them up and picked it up and took it to Hyra for processing. Otherwise, the rest of the crew has been cleared out. It's just down to the Crux crew now.
Ah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Who's gonna
but the
hold
problem
them all
itself
hostage?
The problem itself is on the well, so if you want a hostage, it's the Acre rep, right?
Yeah, but I don't think the Valen would probably stay behind for her. I was gonna get a bunch of her cousins and say I was gonna blow them to bits unless she turned herself in.
No, unfortunately, your prime hostage left the ship like about 36 hours ago.
Right. I love
before you. Yeah,
I should
before
be
you arrived.
Okay, in that case, I would probably try to head to the engine room and see if I could either interrogate the crew who was working there at the time that shit went south to see if I can get a lead on where this person went.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna head to the engine room and see what happens. So you leave. Nomi runs onto the bridge. Gabriel and Greaves are doing their thing, and we crossfade to the exterior. We can see the planet. We can see the Prudence, and the Prudence is just kind of like hanging, like limp in space, like it's just sort of floating. And it's darker than it usually is. The engines are down, and we pan across, and we can see some of the traffic, the ship traffic, as ships come and go from Berkman. And there's a ship that's been hanging in orbit just behind the Prudence. It's kind of long and relatively thin and shaped kind of like an armored shoebox with like opening panels all along the side and then a central like front pilot's hub. And we can tell even without the telltale rhombus shape of the Acre symbol, this is an Acre, like a troop transport. And we see it turn and activate its engines and start moving towards the Prudence. And we cut to an interior shot, and on board, there's about like 24 Marines, like armored troops. They have black glass faceplates. We can't see their faces on any of them. They're all wearing like heavy armor, and they have assault rifles like in their hands. And we can see they're getting a briefing. And across the reversed on the cross on their helmet, we see a flickering of information, and we see a picture of the Acre representative, and then a picture of the Valen of the Navigator with their like priority target, like retrieval orders. And it finishes scanning, and all at once, the Marines like turn their rifles, check them, cock them, and charge them up, and then we snap to break on that. So that Acre ship you were looking for, it's on the way. It's coming. And we will see what happens when this troop transfer, once the family planning arrives in the vicinity of the jurisprudence. So stick around. We got lots more roleplay for Verona coming at you after the break.